mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad.
Well, welcome home, family. It's your mom and your dad.
Good to see you.
I love you.
Oh.
I honestly love you. And I will always love you. I and L is for the
Whoa,
way
a medley?
you
A 3-song love medley?
This is a 3-song.
It's for the way you look at me.
Oh,
It's for the only I don't know.
It's very, very
He's boom.
extraordinary.
Thank you guys for coming today.
This
Dude,
is
this is a 4-song. How did you do that? That was actually insane.
Thank you.
A 4-song
This
love
is a
medley?
4-song love medley, and it is
Medley.
it is a serenade
Yeah.
to the family.
Wow.
Because we love you all so much. I'm gonna start this episode off crying. So if you have not listened to our last episode or watched our last episode, you will hear in that episode we talk about kind of what's been going on in our personal lives. We got a little bit vulnerable. We talked about why we didn't have an episode last week, and yeah, we just went there. And I just have to say, for those of you who listened and watched, thank you so much. That's why the love medley goes out to you, because we received so much love and support. It means the absolute world to us. Evan was reading the YouTube comments to me, and I was having like a day. I was having a down day. I was frustrated about my eyes. I Instagram free Aunt Katie actually a couple days ago ended up moving, and she's like my rock. And now I'm a mess. And your father,
we're in a fragile state over here.
Fragile state. And your father was reading the YouTube comments to me. And I am just so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of the love and support. And I know you all are wonderful. And I knew you all were wonderful, but just the outpouring of love and support meant everything. A lot of you were even mentioning, us maybe starting a Patreon, which, listen, at the end of the day, we want to be able to provide free content for you for as long as possible. So that's not the game plan right now, but you all putting that out there was like, okay, it's something then for us to consider if we have to go there, and that you might support that. And that means everything to us. And then also too, just you all understanding and being supportive of like, hey, take care of yourself first if the episode order switches or you can't drop an episode or whatever. It just, that all means so much, and we're so grateful. And also, when it comes to my eyes, the keratoconus eyes. My eyes, keratoconus eyes, I asked if anyone had any recommendations or if they had been through it before to email. I received so many emails from people who had a friend of a friend who had gone through it. They'd gone through something similar. Doctor recommendations, things for me to consider. It helped me so much, and I am so sorry if I have not gotten back to you. It's been like, it's been crazy. It's been an emotional roller coaster. I need to sit down and write thank you emails to all of you because it has helped me so much. It helped calm me down. I did a bunch of doctor's appointments last week, and I have a bunch this week. And now I have specific questions to ask because of the things you all sent me. You're all a gift. You're all a gift. So, mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you. If I cry, my fake eyelashes will fall off. So we're not going to do that right now. But thank you so much.
Yeah, we love you guys.
And we love you so much. And also, we come before you again humbly and asking for forgiveness as we switch up schedules on you. I know we were planning on doing the Love Island reunion this week, but because of just, again, some scheduling stuff, and then there's been so much tea that's happened since the Love Island reunion that I just want to be able to take the time to ingest and discover what our game plan is today we are going over Bachelor in Paradise recap episode 9 with some tea that I'm very excited to talk about. Plus tea. And then on either Thursday or Friday, we will have the finale recap coming out for you all. We have that. If you're watching today, Tuesday, the airing of the finale is tonight.
Yes.
So because it's airing on a Tuesday, we're going to be a little bit delayed. So it either will come out on a Thursday or a Friday. Little Ember is on set again, so I have to be flexible with the timing of when we can record it. So look for it Thursday or Friday. So that will come out. And then next week, apparently we're going to be getting a Bachelor in Paradise reunion. But said reunion is going to be on Bachelor Happy Hour, I think.
Okay.
So I don't know if we're going to get video of it or if it's just audio or what's going on. We'll see how that goes. Because we don't know how much tea will come out of that, we thought perhaps next week we will combine Bachelor in Paradise reunion recap with Love Island reunion recap.
So
does
for the
anything
reunion
I
episode,
just said make sense?
Listen, little bit long-winded, okay? Little bit just kind of going on and on. So here's what we're going to do. Episode 9 today.
I'm sorry,
later on in the week.
it's been-
Finale. Next week, we're doing a combined episode of the reunion.
Thank you for that.
No, it's okay. Listen,
I
we
need
love
to-
you so much. And the only thing, listen, you guys know Jess very well. And she is incredible and charming and everything.
Yep.
The only thing that can happen sometimes is when the retelling of events or like a schedule, like when we have like little family schedule meetings, it can get a little like, like it's a lot. And then there's like many splinters. And then I'll look at you and be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't recall anything you just told me. And then you'll look at me like, are you crazy? And I'm like, well, yes, but there's also this level of like, there was some info there, but then there was a lot of splinters. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I would say about that is that you give such good detail that maybe it errors on too much.
The irony is that we do a recap podcast and I don't know how the hell to recap it.
Well, you recap. Yeah, that's interesting you say that because in the podcast space, you get it. In life, it can get a little just...
No, every time.
Not succinct is maybe more what I'm
Every time I listen back to these episodes when I am like doing any sort of editing, I have full body cringe and rage at myself when I hear myself trying to do any housekeeping with the family, trying to explain, hey, this is why we're switching these episodes. Hey, this is coming on this day and this is our schedule. I feel full body rage with myself because I'm like, what are you saying?
Well,
why did you do that for 5.5 minutes instead of just one sentence? I don't know how. I need to learn how to package.
Well, yeah,
I don't know how to package. I think
that's more the issue.
I don't know.
It's like when you respond to like an email, like someone will be an email like, does 2 p.m. work on Friday? And instead of going 2 p.m. works great, see you there. That's so funny. Like, and then it's 2 p.m. And then it's like, that's so crazy. And then, by the way, I saw that you did this and I'm so happy for you guys. And it's like, it's always very nice, but it is like pretty thick.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably just something we could work on when it comes to succinctness. That's it. Yeah. When it comes to boring, you know what it is? When it comes to boring information, like comes out this time,
is the schedule.
We don't, the lingering on those types of things.
This is why.
Is when, you know what I mean?
I have my voice notes, my voice memos are horrendous.
Right.
It's why I
see that 2 minutes and I go.
I mean, 2 minutes is generous.
Yeah.
You see the 5-minute voice memo response to like, do you want to go to dinner tonight?
Where are we eating? It is like 3 minutes. I'm going.
I need to learn how to.
What that is about.
I need to take a course on how to package my thoughts. I don't know how to do it.
Listen, but that's part of your charm. Is that you do weave a tale. You are fun. You are charming. So it's the listen, we're not going to go to you for succinct details, but we will come to you for a great time.
I blame my keratoconus.
They say this is a common side effect.
I blame my eyes.
Is that schedules become long-winded. Well, anywho, speaking of long-winded, should we get into this?
Yes, let's just get into it. Okay, so we're going to talk about episode 9 from Bachelor in Paradise, which I actually very much enjoyed.
Yes.
I was surprised because I was starting to kind of like teeter off a little bit. The last 2 episodes.
There's always usually
there was drama
kind of towards the end. Okay, let's get into it.
It got a little intense.
I'm sensing exhaustion. I'm sensing everyone's kind of done.
For sure.
Right?
But it also just got a little scary.
Right. Oh, sure.
It just took a scary edge. It was just kind of mean, but I did enjoy watching it.
Yes.
So let's talk about it and the tea.
Yes.
But first, we got to take a quick pause. So, family, we have been sharing about our amazing kiddo lately, our absolutely amazing child. God, I love her so much. I love her so much. And obviously, I want the best for her, which means I want her to get her daily vitamins in. But let's be real. Typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy additives growing kids shouldn't eat. And I didn't want that for her. That's why Haya created a super powered chewable vitamin. Oh my gosh, I am so grateful for Haya's children's vitamins. Haya is made with 0 sugar and 0 gummy additives, yet it tastes great and is perfect for growing kids. Every single morning, Ember asked to take her Haya vitamin, which was not the case before Haya, so we are extremely grateful. This is a huge parent win. Also, you get this cool bottle with your first order, and then they send you eco-friendly refills every month, which is amazing. But with this initial bottle, Haya sent over stickers, so Ember was able to personalize her bottle, which makes her even more excited to take her vitamins every day. Yeah. It's amazing. She actually used these stickers to spell out Vitamin Queen on her bottle, just just inspo if that's something that your kids are interested in. Vitamin Queen.
Exactly. Yeah, Haya's the best. They fill in the most common gaps in modern children's diets to provide the full body nourishment our kids need with a taste they absolutely love. And formulated with the help of pediatricians and nutritional experts, Haya is made with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies and has 15 essential vitamins and minerals to help support immune system, energy, brain function, mood, concentration, teeth, bones, and more. By the way, they're Clean Label Project certified, and every single batch is third-party tested for heavy metals and microbials in a qualified GMP-compliant lab using scientifically validated testing methods, so you know the product is safe and nutritious.
Yes. And side note, are you tired of battling with your kids to eat their greens? Haya now has Kids Daily Greens Plus Superfoods, a chocolate-flavored greens powder designed specifically for kids, packed with 55 plus whole food ingredients that support brain power, development, and digestion. Just scoop, shake, and sip with milk or any non-dairy beverage for a delicious and nutritious boost your kids will actually enjoy. Ember loves it, and Haya is designed for kids 2 and up and sent straight to your door, so parents have one less thing to worry about, and we love that. We've worked out a special deal with Haya for their best-selling children's vitamins. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you must go to hayahealth.com/mom and dad. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to HIYAHEALTH.com/mom and dad, hayahealth.com/mom and dad, and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. Okay, let's get into episode 9 of Bachelor in Paradise. And remember, tune in Thursday or Friday for the finale. Thank you for your flexibility.
Thank you for your flexibility.
I'm super excited for the finale. But let's talk episode 9. So they're at day 17 at this point in Paradise. So we've been in here for a minute. We start off this episode by seeing Bailey and Jeremy, and they are making out.
Yeah.
Like, it is intimate. And you know how I feel about this relationship. I feel nervous about this relationship for the sake of Bailey, but you can't deny that these two have crazy chemistry.
They got the chem. Kathy was a little annoyed. Find a room type vibe.
What are your thoughts on PDA?
I mean, it depends on the vibe, but like I have no problem with PDA, but PDA next to someone sitting down at a bar and they're in hardcore making out next to you, I find a little weird and a little bit like, okay, like go to one of the beach chairs, like 30 feet away and kind of have a more like private, slightly private. Like if you're making out hardcore, like at the end of the pool, when I'm in the pool, it doesn't matter to me. But if you're like touching my shoulder and making out and I can hear the sounds, it's just a little like, you know what I mean? It's a little like, is this performative? Are you guys really, it's just this incredible, you know what I mean? So that's all my thing is.
Making out around the breakfast bar
I don't want to hear the sounds.
Much. Yeah.
If I'm close enough to hear the sounds of the slurp, it's gross. You know what I mean? Gross. So do it outside of earshot.
I have thoughts on PDA, but I feel like I can't even say my thoughts because I was a massive PDA queen back in the day. I've very much.
Well, PDA, I'm talking about like making it, like sitting on someone's lap or like whatever next to you. You know what I mean? Like if someone's sitting on someone's lap at whatever, it's like that doesn't bother me. It's more for me about the like, you're no longer engaging in the group.
Oh, I know.
And you're making out. That to me is like when it's like, come on.
Oh, I know. And we are no longer that way. But if you would recall,
but we were like young,
when we first started dating, the PDA was out of control. And I have to go back and just apologize to every person who interacted with us because my goodness, it was.
You got to also understand that, we had that like religious, tension going on, that sexual tension. You're not allowed to do anything. So then you're just kind of like, sorry, everybody, but you know how it is.
I just feel like I can't speak into the PDA thoughts because I was such a violator of the PDA.
Now, and I'm not, this isn't like a hater thing, but they are like late 20s.
Yeah.
Right?
Early 30s.
Like, like you're an adult now.
Yeah.
But I get it. They're just sick of each other probably at this point.
Who's sick of each other?
Like you don't care anymore. You're just around people. You're like, whatever, deal with it.
Oh, you're saying they're sick of the other contestants.
So they're like, screw you, we don't
I thought
care.
you meant they're sick of each other. And I was like, that's an interesting way to show that you're sick of each other. Okay, so Hannah then shows up and she ends up having a chat with some of the ladies and she's asking if anyone is planning on getting engaged. We get from Kat a hell nah.
Right.
Kat is saying absolutely
no
not.
Way.
She says that after last time, I have no interest. And I was obsessed with the fact that she was like, no. I'm obsessed with the fact
that
she's like,
which I thought was kind of bold to do
no.
for the game. You would think you'd kind of want to like bury that a little bit. To be like, I don't know, I just maybe. So that at least it keeps you in the game. But saying hell no kind of puts you more in the like you're playing the game category. Does that make sense?
Yes, and that kind of integrates with my thoughts. I want to talk about the cat tea later in the episode around when her and Dale have their date. But this moment connects to me with the cat tea when people are accusing her of having a boyfriend already going on the show. There are these moments that I'd be like, if she is fully faking something, would she so boldly say there's no way I'm going to get engaged? Or is that her prepping the audience so that they don't expect an engagement? And it's like, well, after last time, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think I think she's super strategic, but I also think she's like pretty honest too. Like there's a lot of like, she's kind of blunt.
I'm interested to see what you think, if you think that Kat is playing a full game.
Full game.
Or if there's, like, if it's full game to the level of, like, there's a boyfriend back at home and she's also just here for the money, or if she is into Dale. Like, I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Okay. Because I do have some thoughts.
Okay. We'll get there. But we also then have Jess, who's starting to stress out. Jess is stressing out, thinking about the engagement. Bailey and Alex don't say no to the idea of an engagement, but Jess is a little bit like, I don't know, I'm really into Spencer, but I'm feeling like I need to pump the brakes a little bit.
The reality of stuff is hitting her.
She doesn't want to rush. She doesn't want to rush. And I do believe it's because they actually are so serious that it really is hitting her. Like, I truly believe this is not for the cameras for them. This is not, we're caught up in the moment. I think they actually really are good together. Yeah. And this feels very, very real. Okay. So I think she's taking it very seriously.
All right.
That's what I think. But then Jessie comes out and says, hey, everybody, we've set up a dinner for you all. And just to celebrate what you've all gone through, it's giving the menu, Evan.
Oh, right.
Was it not?
Yeah, it was. It's kind of like people had to kind of almost like also like fake interest, like fake excitement too. They were kind of like, we've made a special dinner for you 5 feet away. And then they're like, yeah, we kind of like what we eat every day. Well, now there's like flowers in the middle. You know what I mean? It had that kind of like, oh, cool. There, yeah. I thought we were gonna go maybe on a boat or do something epic, but at dinner. Okay, cool, yeah. And then the way it was ornate did give kind of a culty vibe.
The way that it was ornate and that they all sat in a long table and were discussing what their experience has been like so far was absolutely giving horror movie. Like, hey, just FYI. Yeah. Something's in the food or they're about to experience something. Right. So I right away wrote down, I'm like, I know this is connected to the challenge. There's no way that it's not connected to the challenge because it was spooky as shit.
Right.
Okay. Jesse Palmer was just oozing spookiness.
Yes.
Completely. And also, flies were paid actors during this.
Oh my gosh.
Because this is when, during this dinner, we started to have the response from Kat.
The bug response.
The bug response.
We always know she hates bugs, and she's kind of been vocal about anytime there's a bug, she freaks. But you could kind of like just go, she's being dramatic. And then the fly thing happened and it was like meltdown city.
I believe this is a true phobia.
That's kind of what I was thinking. And it was really, truly during the game or the chemistry challenge or whatever that challenge was, the camping challenge thing, where I'm like, oh, okay, this is not quite. Because like, at dinner, Alex was like, yeah, she's being pretty dramatic about this whole fly thing, and she's like hitting Dale over the face, trying to, swat the flies away. And she really was being like super panicky about it. So in that moment, I think everyone was really annoyed. It was like, okay, we get it, me monster, very like, the focus is on you now, don't worry. But then once it got to like the camping thing, I was like, she's having a legitimate full panic attack about bugs. And again, not like bees, right? Just like bugs, just like flying around moths or whatever.
I know.
I mean, hyperventilating fear. And so it's like, oh, this is a little bit more than just like like Bailey doesn't like bugs and she doesn't like camping and she's kind of bougie.
Right.
But it's different than like, I literally freak out about bugs.
I really, really felt bad for Kat during this when we go to the challenge because again, flies were paid actors.
Right.
There's no way that they released way more flies in Dale and Kat's area, and it began at the dinner. I swear to God, they must have put flies underneath like the topper
Put some sort of
her,
like fly food underneath her.
Something that was like drawing them because they kept just coming to her, and then once they start the glamping or the camping situation, there's thousands. You can see it when the light was hitting. Thousands of bugs, thousands of flies, not with anybody else.
Yes.
And I felt really bad for her because like genuinely this was a phobia. Like she, like you said, was having a panic attack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we have a therapist here. Like, can the therapist please tell the production to stop that this woman is experiencing like panic right now? Like somebody make the flies stop.
I mean, yeah, she definitely like leans into the fear. So it's definitely not like try to keep my cool. She just full releases panic.
But I fully respect that because as somebody who can deal with panic attacks with certain things, it's like, hey, sometimes like you got to just let it out. Okay. Like,
100%.
no, this is what I'm feeling. You have your own phobias. How would you feel if they made you your father, his phobia is having to walk. I don't even know how to explain your phobia.
So I have this weird phobia, you guys. And it's up until recently, I always thought it was just kind of like something I really hated. But there's been a couple things recently that I don't really have any phobias. Like if you were to ask me, do I have any phobias other than this one thing? I'd be like, no, I can't think of anything. There's certain things I don't like or creep me out or whatever, but like not like guttural response. You guys, I want to know if any of you have this, but this is super weird. Walking barefoot in kind of like wetness that is not my own.
My own wetness is crazy.
Right? So like the pinnacle.
Yeah.
The pinnacle of this is public, like think beach public restroom, walking in to use the restroom without shoes on. So imagine one of those, like you go to the beach and there's a restroom like on the beach and you like walk in the sand and there's sand and kind of water
and
puddles in the restroom.
And you're barefoot from the beach.
And so you're kind of stepping in like who knows what energy. I'm feeling ill just talking about this.
I want you to just keep your...
But you guys, it's not like this grosses me out. It does. But it's like, if this is the best way to describe it. People who are really afraid of heights. When you stand over and look at something and it gives you just that immediate like chills down your back. You have to get away from the edge. That's how I am with this specific thing. Yeah. If I get near it, if I'm thinking about stepping in a puddle of like, I don't know what it is exactly, or like even water from like someone else's body, stepping in a puddle that's water that's not my water makes my whole body goes cold.
Well, you're starting to
get like I almost feel gaggy. Like it freaks me out. Like I had to use the restroom so bad the other day at the beach, and I went in there, I saw a bunch of puddles, and I turned right around. I was like, I'll pee my pants. I don't care.
It gives you a proper panic attack. That's the feeling where it's like you go cold, like the clamminess, the heart rate, it's all of this.
Just like thinking about it, talking about it gives me shivers.
It's like a public shower situation.
Yes. I want to know if anyone else has this, because this is like so weird, but like it is so gnarly to me.
It's even for you, I feel like in a bathroom, like in our house, if there's a bathtub or a shower, there's like a little bit of water after one of us.
God. Like a public shower, let's say like at a pool and you didn't have slides.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I'm saying even in our own home.
That's what I'm saying. It's like even in our own home,
it's
slight.
like near Ember.
It's slight.
And it's like our water. Even that, it's
slight, but it's still just kind of like there's a thought that goes in my brain.
Because it's not your water.
It's not my water.
Oof. So imagine if the test was
to be stomping around and who knows.
You got to walk through this for hours. Okay.
God.
Imagine this.
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
So my heart goes out to Kat.
Yeah.
Okay. As someone who doesn't love camping, I don't really have an issue with bugs at all, but I don't enjoy camping. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't love this. Like you said, I'd be like a Bailey.
Yes.
But they are sending flies into torment Kat. They are attempting to break this woman because they said, hey, last time she was on Bachelor in Paradise, we got tons of content from her because
she's been low content.
Had broken her, and they are trying now. They're like, God, we're on episode 9, and she
Kat.
has not broken yet. Yes. Okay, so they're using the flies, and then they're bringing in the Parliament of Paradise next episode. They're bringing Sean and Alicia back because they are trying to break
God,
Kat.
It's going to be so brutal because no matter what they even say, let's just quickly just comment on this whole Parliament thing.
Yeah, I can't even believe this.
Yeah, they showed it in the preview that they're going to bring in Sean and Alicia to just, I guess, torture them. You know what I mean? Like just to get off their chest.
They're
bringing in everybody.
Everyone who's been.
Okay, I didn't see that.
You thought they just were bringing in Sean and Alicia?
It said the Parliament.
I guess he really is the only Parliament member.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess, but bringing them in just to like say a bunch of mean things to her is pretty wild.
Well, I'm assuming that at least from the preview, it's like, oh, they're going to be the ones voting for who wins.
Okay, got it.
So I think that it's going to be like people are voting, but then also with the vote.
I talked to my dad and we worked out a strategy. But oh my gosh, but no, I mean, it seems so those previews that we saw though previous in the series, I guess it's not happening. It's coming back. But yeah, that whole thing is going to be really, I think it's going to be kind of ick. You know what I mean? Like everyone's going to be icked out. Like, oh, this is brutal. Why are we doing this? You see Dale, like, I wouldn't do this to my worst enemy. Like, dude, Sean better be very afraid. I feel like Dale is like not going to play games with this.
But anyway, I'm telling you, I'm excited. They're trying to break Kat.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to get her to we want, and it looks like there might be a little break in this, so we'll see.
But they started with the flies, is my point.
It all started with the flies, the bugs.
But anywho, so yes, they're sitting at this dinner. She's struggling with the flies. She's hitting Dale in the process. Yeah. The panic is beginning to ensue. And that's when Jesse Palmer walks in and he says, oh, by the way, you know how we had you pack your bags earlier? Well, you're going to be spending the night camping together and it's going to be a relationship test. By the way, they totally took me out with the fact that they said, by the way, you know how we had you pack your bags earlier? Why did they say that? So what you're telling me is this whole time they were eating dinner, now I know that they knew something was going to happen after. Yeah. I don't like that. There's
a couple things that really bothered me about this whole challenge.
Yeah.
That I want to get into.
Okay.
Because it's just like, there was a couple really, it was like, what are you guys thinking?
But even at the top of this, it took me out to be like, okay, so now I know that they were sitting at this dinner with their bags packed beforehand,
knowing, like there's no surprise,
knowing something's going to happen versus why didn't they just have them pack their bags after or not tell us that they know that their bags are packed. I don't know. It was the magic was maybe I'm being particular, but the magic was kind of released for me.
Got it.
But they are told by Jesse Palmer that they are going to begin a relationship test called Welcome to the Jungle, where they're going to be having to build their own camping sites and face pitfalls along the way. And they don't know this, but the couple that handles this the best will win. And they have brought in a judge, a therapist named Dr. Berman, who already started watching them at dinner. Mm-hmm. And so this therapist is going to be observing them as they build a campsite together. And whoever she deems the couple that handles it the best will win.
Sure. I mean, real quick, but the fact that they didn't just like, welcome to the jungle. Like, the fact that they didn't throw that song in there is just insane.
That's probably high budget.
That's probably true.
It's already, this hotel looks like it costs a lot of money. And these cameras look expensive now. Okay. And they just paid for a nice dinner.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
okay. No, I appreciate your combative nature there regarding my idea. It's fantastic. I wonder. I know, but it's fine. Thanks for bringing up budget concerns. Okay.
I wonder what the therapist would say about our tension right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension. Yeah, it's really bad.
Dr. Berman would not be pleased.
They're like, you have a lot of chemistry, but you guys are not compatible.
We'd get bad votes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, but let's take a quick pause and then let's get into this relationship test. So family, you know that final dinner that they set up for the VIP contestants, the dinner did look extremely good, but I'll tell you what, I wasn't jealous simply because we've been eating extremely delicious and nutritious meals at home, and that's because of Hungry Root. Oh my gosh, family, I am obsessed. You know we have been busy, and I'm sure most of you are as well, with back to school, busy with work seasons, with life in general, and planning meals can be stressful, but not with Hungry Root. Hungry Root takes the stress out of mealtime by planning a full week of meals tailored to your tastes, and it gets smarter with every order. With over 15,000 recipes to choose from each week, many ready in just 15 minutes or less, it's easy to find options that fit your whole family's tastes and nutrition focuses. I mean, the personalization is unbelievable. Whether you're gluten-free, dairy-free, focused on gut health, or just about anything else, Hungry Root helps you stay on track. After a quick quiz, their Smart Cart technology builds a weekly menu that fits your needs. It's like having a personal meal planner who just gets it. So for some of my health issues, my focus has to be anti-inflammatory foods, and that felt overwhelming for me because I didn't know where to start. Hungry Root takes care of all of it for me and sends these delicious meals that just keep getting better because they're dialing our taste preferences even more. It's really incredible.
Yeah, they're so good. The meals are so good. Earlier this week, we had the sweet potato and black bean tacos and guac. And yeah, we're going to be needing more of those because we absolutely crushed them.
Devoured.
And like Jess said, we've been busy, but so many of these meals are ready in 15 minutes or less. So it makes it super simple. And by the way, Hungry Root holds its ingredients to high standards, avoiding over 200 additives like high fructose corn syrup, preservatives, and artificial sweeteners. They use quality ingredients like hormone and antibiotic-free meat and seafood, organic produce, and non-GMO choices, so you can feel good about what you're eating.
Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life, okay? Go to hungryroot.com/momdad and use code MOMDAD. That's hungryroot.com/momdad, code MOMDAD to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/momdad, code MOMDAD. Okay, so back to Welcome to the Jungle camping relationship test. So listen, as they're setting up these camping sites, they're being tortured, essentially, okay?
Yeah.
They have horse shit everywhere, so the
Which
flies...
is 100% they put there.
Oh, of course.
Like they just sprayed it to kind of like make it a thing. You know what I mean?
Oh my God,
Like,
I feel so bad for that PA that they're like, hey, today what you're going to be doing is shoveling horse shit.
Someone get the intern.
Yeah, and go and get manure and put it everywhere.
Throw it around.
But they, double down with the poop or whatever
to bring the bugs probably
for cats, and Dale's site in particular released some sort of, cages of flies. Yeah. But also all of the parts were rigged. Right? They weren't working. They didn't have enough screws. The hammers were too small. They couldn't open their water, which to me felt like it crossed a line.
Right, sure.
I was like, it's hot outside.
Right.
They're using physical labor to get these tents going, and you guys aren't going to give them access to water.
Right.
It's not good.
Right.
But these are the struggles
they're
having to deal with. And you know what? Surprisingly, a lot of them handled it very well. I would not.
Right.
Just so you all know, I would not have handled it very well.
Sure.
I would have been like, again, I went on this show thinking that it was going to be about romance and that I could lay around on the beach and drink margaritas and start drama.
Yeah.
Now I know that there's a $500,000 reward potentially at the end, but I don't know that I'm going to get it or not. Right. So why are you all doing this to me?
Sure.
Why must I do this? But Leia and Jonathan handled it really well together. I am truly obsessed with her. And I got more obsessed with her when we find out. He gave us a little tidbit. Apparently, he says that she dresses like the Lorax in her free time for fun. Couldn't be more obsessed. Already was obsessed.
Yeah.
Now I know she dresses up like the Lorax for fun.
We love.
I live for the Lorax. It's giving Ember. It's serving Ember. And God, she just has such a great attitude all the time.
Cool. Yeah, she's really cool.
She's so funny and playful. And I'm literally obsessed. She does say that Jonathan could use some more deo. So someone bring in the deodorant troops.
Just like a little deodorant would have helped.
Keith and Kathy are, Kathy's fine because there's wine in the box.
Which is her bit. I mean, I love Kathy, but like her only bit is like that, pass me a drink. You know what I mean? It's like this, in every scene. It's booze.
It's tequila, Jesse.
Yeah, it's because it's giving like grandma trying to be funny. You know what I mean? It's just like every single bit is about. Oh, can you hold my wine for me? Oh yeah, I can. Takes a sip of it. Takes a sip of it. It's like it literally is like. It's just old, like Rat Pack humor. You know what I mean? Like, sip. Yeah, you don't have to tell me twice. Another drink. You know what I mean? It's always booze-related comedy for her.
Giving wine mom. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's big wine
it's 5 o'clock somewhere. You know what I mean? She's like, you just got all the one-liners regarding booze. Keith is just like, can we calm down with the booze?
I'm really wondering why. Maybe she has it. I'm not aware of it. I feel like she should start some sort of like wine line.
I know.
Or like
seriously.
tequila line.
Because she loves that. She should have like it on every bottle that has like a different little joke.
Her line is from Golden Bachelor is zip it. Remember? She would just do this.
Zip it, yeah.
She should have like wine bags.
There you go.
Like where it's kind of like a Franzia, but a nicer higher end where it's zipped at the bottom and you unzip the pouch and the wine. You just call it zip it.
Just call it zip it. I love it.
And the little label with like a cute, like vintage, like zip across. Come on, Kathy.
There you go. Come on, Kathy.
This is for free.
This is free game.
But she's fine because she's just zapping the bugs drunk. Yeah. So she's handling the elements okay. Mm-hmm. Keith, on the other hand, is starting to struggle.
He's missing his daughters and his life.
He misses the girls, and he's reminded of the fact that this week he's supposed to go on a camping trip with them. Right. And he's starting to consider leaving because he's like, I miss my girls, and I know we're not going to win this. So it's just inevitably like the countdown. So I should just go be with my girls.
Yeah.
The Keith dynamic is pretty wild. We'll talk about that after, how he ended up, the Keith and Kathy, how he stayed.
I know. It's funny because it's like he definitely kind of did this thing where he's like, I'm out of here. It's over from me. And then like 5 minutes before, he's like, actually, I don't want to leave.
Well, we'll talk about why. That was wild to me. That was wild. Andrew and Alex, they were doing great.
Yeah.
I think they're very cute together.
I think they're really cute together. They're just two silly bugs.
I know. They have a very similar sense of humor.
They like to laugh. They're very playful, not super deep energy. Like they're not sitting there like fighting over like, you know what I mean? Like the Dale and Kat thing early on when they were like fighting over everything. Some people are like kind of intense like that. They're just here for a good time, very sweet together.
They're kind of just love bugs. Mm-hmm. And they had that thing where she was like straddling him and she's like, let's pretend this is the last kiss of our lives. Right. We'll talk about it. I highly disagree with what the therapist said about them. Okay. I had my own opinions.
Got it.
I understand the saying that maybe the chemistry isn't massive, but I think there are different types of chemistry. Of course. And so I disagreed with this therapist. Okay. I also have questions, to be quite frank with you, about like, I mean, no shade to Dr. Berman. I'm sure she's amazing. But I wonder just in general with reality TV, when you come on as a therapist, just ethically what that looks like. Because like you're dealing with like producers telling you things and say this and give a little more here about this person. And I'm like, as a therapist, like ethically, like I don't know.
I guess if you're trying to like up your like social media, going on the shows, like it's kind of the point of it, I guess. But yeah, no, the whole therapist thing to me was a little bizarre too. Because it was like, I even just felt like for a therapist to analyze this one was kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there would have been other challenges that like, what if they met with a therapist and kind of did some sort of interactive thing?
I would have liked that.
Also, like her just coming in and just judging whether like, it wasn't even like analyzing really like their idiosyncrasies. This later on to come in and go, you guys don't have sexual chemistry. It was just kind of a weird, like, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't feel therapist-y.
That's what I'm saying.
It felt just like judgmental. You know what I mean? Just like, you guys don't have what it takes. Anyway, and you're like, oh.
But that's what I'm saying when I think that production's like, hey, criticize this couple.
Of course. I know what what they want, but it didn't feel therapist-y.
As a therapist, like,
controversial.
Very controversial. We of course have Spencer and Jess, who just do a beautiful job during this. Yeah, they're just cutesy.
They're always really good with the tasks.
They're cutesy. They're so great being under stress together. Yeah. They stay calm and they banter and they have fun together regardless of the situation. Very impressive.
Yeah.
We have Jeremy and Bailey, who, Jeremy's letting us know in ITMs that he is a world traveler.
Sure.
He's scaled Machu Picchu. He's hiked Mount Everest. He's slept on hard floors in Guatemala, apparently. So he's at an elite
very cool
expertise level.
He's cool. That's what it's going for. I'm just so cool. I do cool shit.
And this is not for Bailey. She prefers a hotel, which shout out, girl, I see you.
Right.
My thought always is this, and sending love to all the campers out there, like people who love to camp. I think it's beautiful to be in nature. Sure. I guess for me, sometimes it's like if I'm going to take a week off of work and spend money, maybe just like not be feeling as dirty for me is the thing. And I don't need something nice.
Right.
A camper is fine.
Sure.
It's
giving work.
It's giving work.
It's giving I'm on vacation and I'm working.
And I'm setting up a tent.
Right.
And I'm kind of stinky because I've been setting it up for a while and I don't have a shower now. Right. I kind of just would love a book and to just sit on a balcony sounds great.
It's like the difference between like a cat and a dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you guys are giving house cat. You guys want to be perched up in a thing, and then some people are like dogs. They want to go running in the field and have adventures.
I don't even need to spend money on vacation. Right. I can just sit in my living room with my book. I'm very happy.
Yeah, like if I offered to you, let's go camping or sit at home, you'd 100% just choose sit at home.
Would I happily sit at home?
Right, absolutely.
That's the thing. I would really enjoy it. But anyway, at this point, one of the things that they do is the chairs. One of the chairs that they can sit on isn't working.
Right.
And Bailey sits in this chair and it's broken.
Yeah.
And she says, it's okay, I'll take the broken chair. And at least from what we saw, he did not offer to switch with her. And this is like...
That's kind of a good representation of just kind of their entire relationship. Is like,
thank you.
She comes to him every voting time and just goes, I'll do whatever you say. Mm-hmm. And he's like, cool. Mm-hmm. When it was her decision to vote someone in or out, everyone met with him. Mm-hmm. So dynamically, maybe that works for them, but dynamically, she's kind of relinquished all power and control. Mm-hmm. It feels like. Mm-hmm. And he can kind of call the shots.
Yeah.
And he can kind of say how things are going to go. And so that's why that relationship to me is a little bizarre, because I know you guys have a lot of sexual chemistry, but to the therapist's point, there was this kind of like, other than the sexual chemistry, it's interesting kind of what you guys have and how that works. That was something I kind of agreed with there, where I was like, they clearly physically are into each other.
Yes.
But outside of that, this seems to be this interesting vibe where you can't really place it. He's like super non-expressive, right? So he doesn't really like give. It's hard to know what he's even thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Far be it from me to criticize someone's relationship, right. I don't know what works for certain people, but like, okay, maybe Bailey really was like, I really want to take the seat so that he's comfortable. Sure. But in this scenario, we know that Jeremy's climbing Mount Everest and she's would prefer
uncomfortable
a hotel.
In general, yeah.
So it's like, this is already something that's out of her like comfort zone. So the fact that he's not stepping in and being like, no, absolutely not. Sure. This is like, I can handle the discomfort and I'll make sure that you're as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
When throughout this whole season so far, she's done everything to make him comfortable. Coming to him crying, yes, I found out that you were calling Susie, and she's holding him and crying, being like, I'm sorry, are you okay?
Exactly.
It's all for his comfort.
Yeah.
Okay. And even in the ITMs, he says, I can tell that Bailey's falling in love with me because of the way she's looking at me. Yeah. And I think I'm getting there. So he's even going like, I know she's in love with me. I can tell by the way she looks at me. We'll see if I get there. I don't like the dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't like it because I just feel like he's able to get away with anything in the future if he wants to get away with something.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants to. And again, maybe I'm very wrong, but from my perspective, I'm like, Bailey is an incredible woman. Yeah. She seems like an incredible partner. We saw from the last season that she was on that she's got this great job. She's super dynamic. She's super bubbly.
Yeah.
And I feel like so far in this season with Jeremy, like she's maybe gone a little inward.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? And at least maybe that's more who she is, right? And we saw a different version of her on the other season, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And I love Bailey, and I think she deserves the world.
Yeah.
So, maybe Bailey loves this dynamic, and shout out if you do, girl.
Yeah.
But I kind of want Bailey to be like absolutely worshipped and adored.
Yeah.
I want that for her.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeremy's just like not going to offer his seat.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, yeah, I called Susie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
I mean, it's just,
No, I know. There's kind of this like, some people bring out the excited version of people and some people kind of push them inward, and it's giving inward vibes. It's giving kind of like, I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to lose him. Yeah. He's kind of shifted the dynamic to like, I'm in control of this whole dynamic. We follow my lead. So she's kind of hidden.
He's kind of giving like, I'm the prize energy.
100%.
And I don't like that at all.
Yeah. Like she's always kind of on edge to mess it up.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
And she's perfect.
Right.
I don't like it at all.
But from day one, that was always the case. He was never that into it. And then he would kind of be like, oh, maybe it's Susie. And she was always kind of like, I'm all the way in and don't leave energy. So. And
I'm not going to lie to you. Later during the stabbing them in the back challenge, I found it very interesting that everyone in Costa Rica is obsessed with Jeremy. They all follow him. They all love him. They all had his back. But when they are able to do something anonymously, you get their true opinion, which is who's the one who's going to cheat, most likely to cheat, who's the one who's like all the negative things about like not trusting him, cheating, potentially not being as into the partner. They all were thrown in his direction. And I found that to be very interesting. It's like, even though all of them are super into him and like, you know, love Jeremy, the truth of the matter is they also have these thoughts about him.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I found that to be interesting.
Very interesting.
Of course, then the other couple, the final couple that we see is Kat and Dale. And like we had mentioned before, I mean, she is just absolutely sobbing. The flies are flying like nobody's business. And to Dale's credit,
he did a great job de-escalating.
We all know how I feel about Dale.
Because the irritation started at dinner with the flies. You could tell he was like really trying to not get
he was annoyed already.
You know what I mean? So he was annoyed, and then going into the bugs, he could have been like, knock it off. This is a nightmare, blah, blah, blah. He did keep very calm and cool, and he didn't let it. He just kind of set her up.
Yes. And I was like, wow, it really did help her a lot. And you saw her kind of be able to be like, okay, deep breaths, set her up so her feet don't even have to touch the ground and be near the bugs or the cockroaches. And she can have a glass of wine and he's going to handle everything. And I'm like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
You then said something to me that I found very interesting, and it kind of paired with then actually what the therapist said.
Yeah.
But you looked at me and you said, what he did was great, but to be honest, he did that for himself.
Yeah.
And I found that to be a very interesting take.
Yeah. It just felt a little bit like, you know, how much was this because he loves her so much, and how much of it was more like, I'm just trying to chill her out so that she doesn't bother me too much. You know what I mean? It's a little hero complex, like the therapist said later. It's like, it's kind of this like, do you do things because you feel like you care about someone so much that you want to take care of them? Or is it a little bit like, I like being in control. I like being the one that has my shit together. It makes me look good, and I don't have to deal with like you freaking out. So if I just kind of shove you in the corner, put your feet up on the thing, then I take care of everything. Which can work for both, right? Like she clearly responded to that in like a really powerful way. And she was like, wow, this makes me like him way more.
Yeah.
So it can really work in, you know, symbiotically that way, where she wants to be taken care of and he wants to take care of things. But it's kind of like the reasons why you do things. You know what I mean? Do they bring you together, or is it more like isolating? Because it's like, you're annoying. The more that I have to do more for you, the more it annoys me, the more that I don't really like you, but I make it look like I'm a hero. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't giving like kiss on the forehead, everything's okay, let me walk you through it. It was giving kind of just like, get out of my way. I'll set you up with a glass of wine and you put your feet up so I don't have to deal with all of this. So it's interesting, which is kind of what their kind of relationship feels like in general to me lately, which is like, I'm not sensing a lot of love. I'm sensing a lot of function. I'm sensing a lot of like, they're good at like doing this. And they've like almost made an agreement. Like, we're in this thing, we're going to do it. I like you, you like me, but like, I'm not sensing a lot of like he seemed to be way more into some of the other women that walked in. You know what I mean?
It's like I said, it's the king and queen of paradise.
Yeah.
It's like, we rule here.
Love,
but
hate.
Is there love? I don't think
so.
Exactly. He's just always annoyed with her.
Yeah, I'm just getting the sense he's always just kind of like.
But it's giving king and queen of paradise. where, between the two of them, documents may have been signed to make sure that the kingdom is one.
Right. They're just cold allies.
But perhaps, once the kingdom is one, the queen goes and vacations for years off the coast somewhere else and enjoys other people's
company. It's a political marriage.
The king is.
Yes, 100%.
That's been what it's giving.
100%.
Okay, let's talk about how the therapist felt about them. But we got to take another quick pause, family. So listen, we shall see if Spencer and Jess ultimately end up moving in together. And if they do, they'll probably have to furnish their new spot. And may I suggest Article.com, baby. It's the only place I am going to suggest for indoor and outdoor furniture because we are obsessed and it's where we get all of our furniture over the years. And every single time we're thrilled by the quality and the durability of these article pieces. I mean, they are standing the test of time, our child, the dogs, all of the things for us. And of course, if you scroll on their website, you'll also see how gorgeous and chic the pieces are. We've gotten couches, dining room table, chairs, side tables, and more from Article and loved every single one of the pieces. And do not forget the incredible prices. Wow.
Article makes it effortless to create a stylish, long-lasting home at an unbeatable price. And if you know me, I always have Article tabs pulled up on my computer because I love scrolling through their pieces and imagining how good they would look in our home. I got 40 to 50 tabs open. They offer this stunning curated range of mid-century modern, coastal, and Scandinavian-inspired pieces that shine on their own, but also pair seamlessly with nearly any other Article product, which makes it super easy then to design your own space. And I know all the pieces would be fantastic because Article takes great care in curating its collection, focusing solely on high quality, meaningful pieces that will stand the test of time. There's no filler. Every item is chosen for its craftsmanship, design, and lasting value.
Also, Article offers fast, affordable shipping across the US and Canada with options for professional assembly if you prefer a hands-off experience. And if you have a question or need help with your design choices, Article has an amazing customer care team that's available 7 days a week. They offer truly knowledgeable support and even, get this, free interior design services to help you get your home just right. I mean, unbelievable. Plus, they have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Article is just our favorite, and they've proven to us so many times why they continue to be our favorite, because we just love every single piece that we've gotten. Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/momdad and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/momdad for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. Okay, so Jesse Palmer ends up showing up and he's like, psych, you guys aren't going to have to spend the night. It's been a test the entire time.
Which I thought was lame. I thought they should have spent the night.
That's so brutal.
No, it's not. I mean, listen, set them up in a tent or whatever. But for me, it would have been so much more interesting to have them have to sleep out there in the thing overnight. And then freak out and really push them. They had to be out there for an hour and a half. I mean, it's no offense, but it's okay, you got to go out and fake this kind of thing for an hour. It's whatever. But if you have to spend the night and you're sitting there, the bugs are. It's
that's true. You would have gotten a different side.
You would have really seen.
Well, when they were having the animal noises too, I'm they're going to start terrifying these poor people.
It's a little bit of actual naked and afraid energy would have been. They had a tent and bed. And it's you would have been nice to just see a little bit, having to try to sleep and be tired. And I don't know.
Their first overnights are actually in that camping
That's
situation.
What I'm saying.
That would have been interesting. It would have. But for their sake, I was happy that they ended up wrapping it. And then the next day they end up meeting Dr. Laura Berman. She's like, I've been watching you this entire time and I have thoughts after this exercise. As far as Keith and Kathy go, she's like, hey, you guys share deeply and authentically. You have love for each other, but it's obviously not a romantic connection, obviously. Jonathan and Leia, she said something that made me so mad. She was like, yeah, you guys work together and it's great. Now, I don't sense a chemistry. Well, I do think Leia would be interested if Jonathan was. And I'm like, why you gotta do Leia like that, Dr. Berman? Why you gotta expose poor Leia?
It's we all know that. We don't need it.
We're all aware that Leia would be down if Jonathan was interested.
This one seems desperate. This one doesn't seem to like her at all. Anyway, side note. It's like, everybody's like, yeah, we
can't
go.
you just leave it at like, okay, yeah,
So
you know, you two
brutal.
work together, but obviously you're not interested in each
Right.
other. That way, leave it there. For her to look at Leia and call her out and be like, well, clearly you want to be
one-sided
with
deal.
him, and it's
Yeah.
one-sided. It was like, why would you do that?
Captain Obvious.
That was so
I know,
mean.
it was so mean.
I was like, don't do that to my girl Leia.
I know.
She's already out here having like gotten the short end of the stick
Yeah.
with all of this. She came in late and Jonathan friend zoned her per
Yeah.
Jonathan usual, and now he's gonna be like, yeah, it's true. She would be into me.
True, she loves me. I can't stand her. We're just friends.
She gets to Alex and Andrew and she's like, there's tons of laughter together and you're aligned, but you don't have chemistry because the moment that you were sharing that kiss, she was legitimately telling you how she wanted to be kissed and you didn't do that.
Yeah.
I do think there is truth in her that in that moment, Alex was like, hey, I do like to be kissed this way. But when Dr. Berman said they don't have any chemistry, when I see the two of them together, I'm not like, oh my God, crazy sexual chemistry. But clearly they have incredible chemistry with each other when it comes to their playfulness.
Yeah.
That's like it's like 24/7 flirting
But I think
their playfulness.
I think what I feel about them is that because they're not very serious,
yes.
it's really hard to like snap out of that jokey, silly vibe. Like that's kind of a nervous energy.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
to be always joking, it's really hard to then snap into kind of like a serious, intimate vibe.
Yes.
And so I feel like they have a hard time converting that. It's always let's laugh and we're gonna make out. Let's make a joke about it. I can't just look at you and go like, you're amazing. It's always, you love me, don't you? You know what I mean? It's like they're always bidding. And so that's kind of where I wonder, like, yeah, they got to break through that kind of like everything's a joke and nervous. And again, not even that funny. They're not even thinking it's that funny. It's more like, I don't know how to be serious. So I think more probably what she was picking up on is just that, and less like they have no sexual chemistry. More like they don't know how to not make it funny or not make it anxious, you know?
I think that is like something that they'll do in time.
Sure.
I think there may be a little more of a slow burn.
Or they're both that person normally in the relationship and now they're both together and it's like...
But I think they did end up going there with each other. They did get serious, and the moment couldn't last long for Alex because she's like, okay, it's enough.
You're right.
But they later on end up telling each other that not only do they say, I've fallen in love with you, they say, I love you.
Yeah.
And it was a very sweet moment.
It was very sweet.
It was two people who were like, oh, I'm a little awkward. She's like, I don't think I can do it. And then he does it for her. And then they giggle and they're awkward. And then he can't stand up because he's got a boner. And she's like, you have a boner. Like, I don't know. It just like, I don't know. For the doctor to come in and be like, there's no chemistry.
Sure.
I highly disagree.
That was weird. Yeah,
I think it's
chemistry.
I think it's a different type of chemistry. Are they staring into each other's eyes, making out, sucking face, smoldery?
That's not their vibe.
No, but that's a different dynamic.
It's a different vibe.
I think their dynamic could have more long-lasting potential versus a quick burnout.
I agree.
I don't know. Yeah. And they also give me the dynamic that if they do break up, they could stay very cordial and good friends, which we love to see.
I agree.
If at all possible, Yeah. Anyway, that kind of annoyed me.
I get it.
And then I felt like the whole rest of the episode, they were trying to prove that they had sexual chemistry.
I know.
Even him being like, I can't stand up because of the boner.
Right.
I'm sure he was a little bit that way, but it was like, hey, I'm into her.
Right.
Do I have to prove this? And her being
it's
like...
hard not to get in your head, too, when someone does that.
And then later on, she was like, the way she was like leaning into him and about to kiss, it was like, now they feel like they have to prove that they're into each other.
Yeah.
We believe it. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, she gets to Jeremy and Bailey and, she's like, hey, you guys clearly have tons of chemistry, but your other stuff isn't aligned. He's not pleased with this. Everyone else is kind of laughing.
That's typical Jeremy, though. Jeremy disagrees with everybody. He's always right. You know what I mean? Like,
Jeremy's not off.
Him disagreeing with the doctor is like literally the most obvious thing that would ever happen ever. You know what I mean? Like that's just his energy.
Yeah, the doctor is like, hey, he goes to a medical doctor, like, you probably should be intaking more like zinc and vitamin C. He goes, no, you're wrong.
Thank you, doctor, idiot.
But it was another moment where I did disagree inherently with the doctor. Maybe she brought this up and we didn't see it.
Yeah.
But if I was the doctor, I'd be talking about that chair situation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be saying you guys don't have enough in common, because in my opinion, I do think sometimes it's great to be in a relationship where you have your own separate thing. It keeps you an individual and keeps your passions going. You got to have some overlap, right? Yeah. But I don't think it's not necessarily great to have everything in common in a relationship. So I was like, doctor, I would like you to analyze the whole him not giving her the chair and that energy a little more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But she did say that he kind of like scoffed at Bailey at one point.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely...
She did, but I'm saying the doctor did say that.
Did catch that, exactly.
She gets to Dale and Kat, and, the doctor is praising them and praising Dale for saying that the way he handled it was great, but she does call him out on this hero complex that she's like, listen, there is a shadow to the hero.
Yeah.
That you're going to shut down and you'll get upset and whatever. And I thought that was a good point.
It felt pretty true.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like him doing those things brought them closer together. It felt like he was posturing up and being the hero versus like it was about them connecting. We talked about earlier. So yeah, it's interesting. The more that they progress, the more that I feel like it does feel political. It does. Like, I feel like they do like each other and they're attracted to each other, but I'm not getting heavy like they were a lot more romantic earlier on.
Yes.
They were a lot more sexually seemed to be into each other earlier on. Now it just seems like an alliance.
It is. That's what it feels like. Well, I think maybe when the money's involved too, it's like, well, potentially we have an alliance here. And then Spencer and Jess, the therapist, was like, yeah, you guys clearly have chemistry, you're aligned, all of this stuff, but this is a controlled environment and it's going really fast and maybe you should take your time.
Right.
Which is literally just like going to send Jess into more of a spiral because she was already worried about it. But the winning couple, the doctor gives it to Kat and Dale, which...
I guess technically they did the best job in regards to probably the biggest impressive move, right?
Right.
But
it was like the couple who does this the best. And I'm like,
exactly.
I feel like there were other couples that were calm, cool, collected the whole time and were vibing with each other.
What do you get rewarded for the biggest highs and lows or for not even having a high and low?
I'm like, if I would have known that, then I would have started a controversy and then stopped the controversy during it. Like, it's almost like, I don't know. I think again, like,
a little rigged.
That was a little rigged to upset, potentially like try to get Spencer and Jess frustrated because they keep not winning when they should be winning certain things. And it's just, but after the test results, because they're the winners, they are safe from elimination during the voting process and they get to go on a special date. So these two end up going on a date. He says she feels like home to him.
Yes.
She's like, I've never felt safer with someone. Strongest couple here. And I'm going to agree with you. It just doesn't feel quite there to me. And I don't know if it's because maybe they have decided to make an alliance with each other or if they both in their own separate space are like, yeah, maybe I'm attracted to this person, but I don't know if I see this going anywhere. But now there's money involved and this is a show and So I'm going to try to keep it to myself and like tell myself, just stick with this.
Yes.
I don't know if
I think it's
like
unspoken.
I feel like it's probably unspoken.
I think they're both into each other enough to be like, I can hang on to this.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't think either of them are going to be like, yeah, we're moving into each other's lives next week. I think it's more like, I like them. They're my best shot. I do like being around them. They could be an option. I think they both feel exactly that way.
But
because you don't feel the kind of Bailey like desperation that she feels with Jeremy. Like, don't leave. You feel like they both have this kind of like, they're not overly affectionate with each other now. They're also not really lovey with each other. They're not progressed. Their relationship hasn't progressed in a long time. It's just kind of like solid and aligned. But it hasn't gotten more beautiful or romantic or anything. It's just more like,
I guess at least
from
what we're seeing, maybe we're not seeing things.
Of course. But I'm just saying from what we're watching, that's all we can judge off of, is it's just they're very aligned, locked in, ready to win it.
Now let me talk about the cat tea.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cat drama.
Okay.
So Alicia went on the Vial Files.
Right.
And Alicia does not like Kat.
Big fan. Yep.
Okay.
Big fan of Kat.
She's a huge fan of Kat. Adores Kat. Alicia said that after her and Sean left the hotel, that they went to go see Kat's boyfriend because Sean, who's apparently super close with Kat, is like best friends with Kat's boyfriend. And Kat's boyfriend, aka Sean's bestie, tells Sean and Alicia that Kat and him are still dating and that Kat smuggled in an iPad so that they've been staying in contact with each other. Okay. So the tea and the drama is, did Kat go on this show with a full boyfriend? Now, I apologize, family. I might be unaware and maybe this information's come out at this point, but from what I'm aware of, Kat hasn't responded about it. Also, I don't know any details about this guy. Like, I don't know how long they were together.
Sure.
I don't know what the dynamic is. All I know is it's Sean's best friend, and I'm going to just say this. Don't trust Sean.
Also, probably not Sean's best friend. Probably just a guy Sean knows through Kat. I think that's more the issue. Is it possible she has a boyfriend? 100%. Is it possible that she came on the show not... I mean, the idea that Kat doesn't have a boyfriend, I think is like shocking. You know what I mean? Just that she's been single this whole time and can't find love. Kat knows what she's doing, and she had a boyfriend for sure, it seems like to me.
I don't
Comes
know.
on the show, and it can't... You know, my thing with this whole thing is like, I bet she likes Dale, and she was more surprised by it. Mm-hmm. It's like when she thinks about her history, she's like, oh, I haven't really liked anybody that much, blah, blah, blah. I can come on here, have fun, whatever, do my thing.
Have a redemption
kind of
arc.
revamp my arc. And then if, whatever. But then she was a little surprised by how much she liked Dale and wasn't expecting him, blah, blah, blah. Because I think if it wasn't for Dale, she would have been 0% interested in anyone else. I think he took her by surprise, wasn't expecting him to show up.
Then they became the king and queen of paradise, and now they just have kind of a political allegiance.
Exactly. And so now, whether she's going to retain the boyfriend outside, I don't know. I don't think she cares. But I'm just more saying, like, her going in with a boyfriend is, like, super not shocking to me. And, like, I could have felt like I could have told you that. You know what I mean? Like, finding out about this, like, yeah, duh, that makes total sense.
This is how I feel. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Because they could be lying. This bestie of Sean's could be fully an ex-boyfriend.
Right.
It could be one of the Love is Blind situation where where he was like, yeah, we're dating. And she's like, no, we hooked up one time. And he's like, no, we're in a relationship.
Right, exactly.
And then that whole drama was, called Lauren and, whatever his name was, who I didn't like.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that Sean's friend we thought they were in a relationship, but he wasn't. It could be a million different things.
Sean's friend could just be obsessed with
like
Kat.
Sean, yeah.
She made out with him one time and he's like, we're dating.
Yeah.
And then he's making up this whole iPad thing. Alicia clearly doesn't like Kat. So it could be this whole like Alicia's adding in, flavors and twists, or Kat could have a full ass boyfriend and could have come on this show with an iPad and been like, I'm going to get my redemption arc. I've gotten my acting classes. I know how to now have a character and keep it together. Mm-hmm. And then I find out halfway through this, there's a monetary prize, a check. Oh.
Give it to me.
Double the fun.
100%.
And now I saw a meme where it's like Kat's boyfriend at home being like, and I get money? It's like, who knows? Who knows?
100%.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like I said, from what I'm aware of, Kat hasn't said anything. But the added conspiracy to it is that then apparently Alicia and Sean talked to Zoe later, and Zoe said on the show that Kat was writing, like putting marks on her arms. That was kind of like so when her boyfriend saw it, that it was like a message like, I miss you. And so she was like, tell him like, oh, I'd mark my arm and you'd see it on camera. And I'm like, this is getting a little too conspiracy theory for me.
Yeah, we're getting tin hat going on. Like, we're getting foil hat.
And then Zoe's in the comments confirming, yes, true.
Wow.
True. And so.
Pretty epic though, if she's like communicating him through the screen. It's pretty hard.
You know what? Honestly, Kat, if she's got a boyfriend, she's figured out a way to smuggle an iPad onto
Kinda
set,
sick.
and she's
Kat
putting
at this
marks
point
on her
can do
arms.
No wrong. I've completely been converted.
At this point, I'm like,
huge fan.
This is now kind of legacy, and if this is the whole thing, and she's like, you know what, production did me wrong before. Everyone turned on me. America hated me.
Yeah.
I'm now coming back on this with an acting coach. My boyfriend's at home. I'm putting marks on my arms to be like, hey, honey, I'm thinking of you. Da 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 da. And he sees them, and then we find out. By the way, from the preview, it looks like there's going to be a do you choose love or do you choose money?
Right.
So you're telling me there's a chance potentially that Kat could walk away with all of the money?
Right.
Sorry, family, you might be mad, but kind of iconic.
Kind of iconic.
You know what? Because don't like Dale. Don't like a lot of the guys on this show. It's a little bit like I feel like Jess and Spencer would love for them to have the money, and Alex and Andrew would love for them to have the money. She's got these student loans, would love for her to be able to have that. But if we aren't going to get that, if Kat and Dale get it, I hope she takes all of it. I really do.
Kind of epic.
So who knows if she has a boyfriend or if she doesn't? Because again, I could see Kat doing it, but also, do I trust Sean? Absolutely not.
I feel like from this whole thing of him calling her out and being like, it's gonna backfire on him again, and everyone's gonna hate him more again. Like, because it's so weirdly kind of desperate for him to come back and try to destroy her character after you're already off the show. It's just a little bit like, dude, let nature take its course. You are already not likable, so like you doing this is just gonna make you seem even more obsessed with Kat. Like it's not a good vibe.
Also, I believe it was Morgan P. Talks that I saw at one of their TikToks, where she was saying that I guess Andrew went on the Vial Files a minute ago or a little while ago and made a comment that like something that Sean does is gonna make him the greatest villain of all time. So I don't know if that's something that happened that they edited out, or if we're going to see it.
Either way, I mean,
so then you're like, is this full thing manufactured? Right. Is Sean lying to Alicia, and Alicia thinks yes, she has a boyfriend.
Right.
You know, Zoe saw some marks on Kat's arms and is like, yes, actually, yes, that makes sense. Right, it makes sense. And is he actually the leader, like the true leader of the Parliament of Paradise and the biggest politician we've ever seen? Like, who knows?
No, he's just chaos, and he does the thing you can't teach, which is like honest disaster.
But I don't think
in my mind, I think he's just incredible at that, because he like thinks he is someone he's not. Yeah. That's the stuff you can't act. Like, he is absolutely thinking this is doing something that it's not. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, I know that Andrew says that Sean's going to be the biggest villain. But at the end of the day, I do not think that Sean can ever beat Kat.
No,
he will try.
Not even close.
He's in love with her. He will try to beat her. It's part of his game. But I do not think he can ever beat her. And even if she does have a boyfriend and walks away with all the money, she'll win, because she walks away with all the money and has the boyfriend.
He'll become more unlikable than her. So it's
somehow
just win. Yeah.
So you know what? We'll see. That's the tea, and we'll see. Okay, let's get back into then the voting that's gonna go down. But family, got to take one more quick pause. So a couple or someone from BIP is about to receive a whole lot of money, and let me just say, when it comes to your money, you deserve to feel safe from fraud and in control, and that's exactly what you can expect with Cash App, okay? We love Cash App. Our entire family's been using it for years. And I think we mentioned before that recently my mother was about to send money to someone, and Cash App flagged it and sent her a warning before the money was sent, saying like, hey, this is a little sus. Maybe you want to double check. Well, turns out Cash App was right. It was a scamming situation, and they fully saved my mother, okay, from getting in like a bad situation. They saved me before. I love Cash App. We're so grateful for them. And with Cash App, you can spend, save, and live your life knowing your money is right where you left it, with advanced built-in security, protections you can count on, and help you when you need it. Spend with peace of mind today and order a Cash App card in the app or at cash.app/card.
Yeah, your security deserves to be a priority, and Cash App treats it that way. Check this out. With Security Lock, Cash App requires a successful Face ID or biometric authentication to access your account. It's like your money is protected by your own personal bodyguard, even if you accidentally leave your phone unlocked or someone gains access to it without your knowledge. And like what happened with Jess's mom, if you're about to send money to someone and Cash App notices something looks a bit off, or that you might have been falling for a scam, it will send you a warning before your money is sent to make sure you take a second and confirm that everything looks okay. If you still feel like something is up or your account is trying to scam you, you can report it in the app and have access to Cash App's 24/7 chat support.
Yes, turn on Security Lock in your Cash App settings now to keep your account and your information safer than ever, and pay attention to scam warnings of sending money to someone new. Learn more at cash.app/security. We love Cash App, and for a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real. Just download Cash App, use our exclusive referral code SECURE10 in your profile, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank's partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank. Member FDIC. Instant discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Okay, so after the camping and then the results from the therapist, Spencer and Jess start having some moments. They're a little bit like, well, we were perfect.
Right.
Why did the therapist do us so dirty? But this results then in them having conversations about, him wanting, whoever's lease expires or whoever's lease is done.
Like we're basically ready to move in, right? So
yeah, who's going to move in first? And Jess is a little bit like, we got to slow down. Spencer's like, I'm fully in love with you.
Yeah.
And Jess is like, I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah.
We also find out too that it's very much a historical thing in Jess's romantic relationships. Right. I think it's a trigger for her because she brings up how there was this guy that she was with for 4 years, and it sounded like she moved her life around for him, and then she found out he'd been cheating left, right, and center with a bunch of different people.
Right.
So, from me personally, the vibe that I get is I believe Jess is in love with Spencer.
Okay.
I think they are walking in the same direction on the same path. But I think because of things that have happened to her, she, and I think wisely so, is putting up boundaries, being like, I don't want to go fast because I've seen what fast has done for me in previous, and I don't want to say I'm in love with someone and be that far down the road and then get screwed over. That's what I think's happening on her end. I do think Spencer, everyone's timeline is their own, but Spencer is moving a little quick.
Yep.
And at first, when we were having this conversation, and then he brings up the idea of with kids. And she's like, well, I was thinking, have kids latest by 30. And he's like, that's not soon enough for me.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, that's really fast.
Right.
Talking 2 years wanting kids.
Yes.
Still very young to be having children at that age. You know what I mean? I was a little nervy that I'm like, Spencer love bomby energy. Yeah. But ultimately, when they got to the point where, and we even see Andrew and Spencer alone in their room, and Andrew's like, tell her you love her. Just rip off the Band-Aid. She wants to hear it. And I'm like, somebody shut Andrew up. That's no. Bad call. It's going to freak her out. Spencer says, I don't want to freak her out.
Yeah.
And then when he sits down with her again, I felt like he was very respectful of her boundaries. Yeah. Where he was like, hey, I hear where you're coming from. I get the past situation. Sure. And I want to respect your boundaries. So let's pump the brakes a little bit. Mm-hmm. I thought they really handled it both beautifully.
I thought they handled it really well. I think he's a fast mover in general. I think he totally is in love with her. I think he's kind of one of those guys that once he kind of likes someone, he's like, I don't know, we don't need to do anything else. Like, let's go. Let's just do the thing. She's obviously more tentative because of her past, all this stuff. The only thing that does concern me is like, they've been together since day one. They've had almost 3 weeks of like purely concentrated time together, which is like, honestly, 3 weeks, pure concentration. Mm-hmm. That's like 6 months of dating.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Like straight up, when you think about hours spent, you're doing 13 hours a day, every day.
Yeah.
Right? That's like 13 dates. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of intense time. You can get somewhere quick. The fact that she's not in love with him yet. I understand the like.
That's so really fast.
No, hear me out. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that he's so much farther along than she is. Not only in love, ready to move in and like lock this thing down. And she's like, I'm not even in love yet. Something's up there.
Okay.
I think something's up there. It'd be one thing if it was like, if she said, I love you, but I'm not ready to move in yet. Mm-hmm. I want to take some things slower. You're moving too fast when it comes to lifestyle. Then I get it. The fact that she's not even in love and he's like ready to get engaged. Mm-hmm. Those are two very different pages, in my personal opinion. So I'm a little bit concerned with the fact that she is not in love with him and he's obsessed and in love. I'm a little bit like, is there something holding her back? Is it the fact that he's moving so fast, icking her out? Mm-hmm. Is it freaking her out in general? I am a little bit like, I would not be shocked if he starts to want to grab a hold tighter and she starts to want to pull away because of that.
Okay.
That's kind of my energy. Because I know, because that anxiety of someone liking you 10 times more than you like them can create a lot of fear on both sides. I totally hear what you're saying. We'll and I could totally see what you're saying to be truth. What I genuinely think what might be going on is that she might be more like ruled by her head and the idea of like, hey, we're on camera.
I gotta be with this guy in the real world
Of course.
to make sure that like he's not doing this for the camera.
Yeah.
That he's not leaning into this, that this isn't like a thing. I got to get to know him on the outside. I'd feel that way. I'd be like, I need to make sure that this isn't some bullshit to like, win over the hearts of America or like, start a bigger influence. Because the people know if they've got a successful relationship, their numbers will go up.
He's not manipulative vibes.
I don't think so
and so
either.
That's why I think it's different. It's like if it was Jeremy or Dale or any of these other guys, I could be like, yeah, I get it. But because he's Mr. kind of like golden retriever, been obsessed with her since day one. Yeah. It's not like he never even tried out other options. It's like
he doesn't have manipulative vibes at all. But if you're someone who's gotten hurt where you were with someone in the past that you trust they were cheating on you, you're like, well, maybe the reason he's fully all in right off the top is because he's got, a specific or just again being on the outside. Also, I know we're talking about like it's concentrated time of them spending it together, but in all reality, I'm not sure how much time. Because with these types of shows, sometimes if you're not on camera, they make you all eat alone and separately. Yeah. So it might actually not be that much time that you're spending together. Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows? We'll see.
I don't know. But I thought, we'll see what happens, but I did think they handled it really beautifully.
Oh, no, I thought they handled it amazing. I'm not concerned about him. I'm concerned about her. And then we're like, will she feel trapped? You know what I mean?
But she handled it amazingly too, where it's like she's vocally putting her boundaries up. She's processing it with the people in her life that she trusts on, in this hotel. And then she's letting him know her feelings. And I don't know. I don't know.
If he pulls back in a chill way, that'll be the best thing he could do.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So with the voting looming, the other couple that's having an interesting dynamic is Keith and Kathy.
Yeah.
So Keith is like, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
Right before the voting, he's like, I've made the decision that I'm ready to go home. I miss my daughters. I want to go camping with them. So he's literally going to the men saying like, send me home.
Yeah.
Vote for me.
Right.
He says he's going to vote for himself to go home.
100%.
He's with Kathy, and Kathy, dude, Kathy's like, yeah, that's all well and good that he wants to spend time with his daughters, but I am going to set this up where I'm going to convince this man to stay because I want that cash.
Yeah.
And so she like pulls sweet Alex and is like, hey, go talk to Keith and let him know how much you guys need him here so he will stay. And even Alex asking Kathy, she's like, but is he for sure ready to go? She goes, not really. He's still on the fence. After Keith literally just told Kathy, I'm ready to go. Right. She's like, no, he still is trying to process it. It'd be good if you talk to him.
Right.
Because, he values you. And if he knows that, how much he's helping you, unbelievable. They essentially started holding this man hostage at this hotel. Like via emotional manipulation, they are holding Keith hostage.
And he's such a sweet guy too. He doesn't even know what they're doing either. He's just like, oh, okay, sure, I'm needed.
He gets sat down and all the girls are like, you're like a father to us. You've helped us along. It almost felt like the way that they were describing how they felt to Keith. It was almost like Kathy said to them, hey, Keith is feeling insecure. Yeah. And the reason he wants to leave is because he feels like he's in the way and nobody likes him. That's almost the way that they were talking 100%. To him, where they're like, no, Keith, we love you. You've helped us along the way. You're like my dad, and I want to know that the guy that I'm with, you approve of. Right, and I don't know what we'd do without you. When Andrew says you're his hero, and we all worship a little idol of you every night before we go to bed. I mean, it was over the top.
It was over the top, 100%.
Over the top love, and Keith is such a love bug.
Yeah.
But then he's like, these kids need me.
Right. I don't want to leave them behind.
He didn't want to leave them behind.
In reality, they were just telling him something nice so he didn't feel sad.
He didn't want to leave him behind.
I know.
So then he's like, you know what? I've realized that I have made a difference.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he has.
Yeah. He's
a lovely man. Mm-hmm. I'm sure having him there has been wonderful.
100%. But they all can't stand the Goldens. They want him gone. So it's like, this is definitely not the case.
They've literally talked about how it's like, keep them around as long as possible because we know that they won't win.
Exactly.
And so he thinks that it's like, oh, they love me.
Yeah.
And so I will actually not vote for myself to leave.
Yeah.
I will vote for Jonathan to leave, so I will stay because they need me, and I will sacrifice this time with my daughters, a summer moment with my actual children because these kids need me. And he did a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
To me, what he did was a beautiful sacrifice of his own time. But what's going to happen is he's watching it back now, and he's going to be like,
this is the most depressing thing ever.
number one, Kathy's manipulating to try to get me to stay.
Right.
And telling them to tell me that they like me.
Yeah.
So I will stay so she could potentially win the money. And also, I don't know if you noted this, but Evan, I had a Alex moment. You know how Alex has had these moments where it's like she's so cute and I love her and funny and goofy and quirky, but she's had a couple moments where I go, huh, with like the whole not telling Bailey thing. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm reading into this, but when they got to the voting, Alex says in her ITMs that she's keeping Kathy and Keith because Jonathan and Leah are more of a threat.
Right.
And I go, did Alex say all those nice things to Keith to keep him there? So that she then was like, okay, yeah, great. They'll stay there. I'll vote for Jonathan and Leah to leave.
Yeah. And then it'll be easy to get rid of them. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I
think so, pretty much.
Did she say all those nice things to Keith with manipulation?
Like, I think they're all true. We love you. You're great. But I think at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, let's keep them around because they're kind of easy to cut out when we need it.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't Alex and like it just sounded like her. But I swear to God. And I was like, it was right after she like poured her heart out. I'm like 99% sure it was Alex saying those things. And I was like, oh shit.
Right.
And all I could think about, if it was Alex saying those things, Keith's going to be heartbroken.
Devastating.
Heartbroken. To be like, oh, I thought Alex was pouring her heart out to me. And
I'm sure she meant all of it, but I'm sure
she
at the
did
same
too.
time, it's like, oh, well, this is perfect, you know?
Bro, I was...
Little double-sided there.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Screaming. So anyways, we get to the rose ceremony and Dale gives his rose to Kat, Andrew to Alex, Spencer to Jess, Bailey to Jeremy. And then we get to the final rose and it's a tie. It's a tie vote, which means that they decide that Dale gets to choose because he was part of the winning couple and the men have the roses. Dale killed me in this. When Dale was like, well, here's the thing. Jonathan's been trying to get my girl from the top. So obviously this is an easy vote for me.
Yeah.
The fact that Dale was aware of that the whole time and never reacted to it.
Yeah.
Is so like, I'm so unthreatened by you, John.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize that Dale knew the whole time, had been silently observing the whole time that Jonathan was trying to get Kat. Like, that's why he leaked that news to Kat.
Yeah.
Dale's known this whole time, and he goes, well, yeah, he's been trying to get my girl the whole time.
Right.
So I'll probably vote him out.
Right.
And he's never been threatened by it. That's funny.
It is very funny.
That's like, yeah, I'm the king of paradise.
Yeah, it's like you're literally an ant. I'll just step on you.
It's crazy.
To be like, oh yeah, it's the perfect time to get rid of you because you've been trying to steal my girl this whole time. It's embarrassing. And
I was like, oh, he's known this whole time. Oh, that sent me.
That's like worst case scenario for your ego if you're Jonathan. Just be like, you're literally so meaningless that like I'll be your friend until I want to get rid of you because you try to steal my girl. That's how unscared I am of you.
That is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And everybody had been like, and Dale was the one when he was chatting it up with people.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys are going to try to send Keith and Kathy home? Like no.
We could do that any point in time.
We know that we will just keep them around.
Right.
Oh, it feels diabolical to do it to the Goldens and just be like, yeah, let's get rid of Jonathan and Leah. So Jonathan and Leah end up getting sent home. And I'm so obsessed with Leah. She's literally like crying. She's like, I'm so happy for my friends that they've found love, but like I want to find love. And
now Jonathan went on the greatest run of all time. No question, Zach. I give it up for Jonathan. Jonathan went on the greatest run of all time, staying the entire time with zero connections. I mean, I know. He did incredible.
He really did it. And you know what? Jonathan and Leah, if it wouldn't be for Dale starting to like kind of run a campaign where Dale's like, you know, he's the king of paradise. Jonathan and Leah could have taken this home. I do believe it.
Because they were like non-threatening this whole time. They could have kind of stayed while everybody else ate each other.
And Jonathan's a great player. How he's like, hey, they have to like, you want to be their friends. And the clips of him going and being like, oh, you looked great in that. And da-da-da-da. And he's like, remind them that they like you. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, Jonathan. Yeah. That's some traitors.
Like, I don't think he would have won maybe, but like he definitely could have gotten like top
they had
two
a good
couples because they kind of let, you know, but he specifically had an incredible run. In fact, he was there day one, never had a single connection and has been there up until the second to last episode. Pretty incredible.
I want Leia to be our next Bachelorette and I want Jonathan to start going on different reality TV shows.
Yeah.
I think Jonathan would be so great on like a Big Brother or a Traitors or a Survivor. Like he is, I know didn't love the way he moved during a lot of this, but he's a great conversationalist. He's like great in ITMs. He's charming. You know, and maybe like when he's not in an actual romantic reality TV setting, maybe he'd find his person in like more of less of a pressure situation where it's like, you have to find somebody. It's like, no, let him just be himself. And then maybe he'll find someone organically. I don't know. But then I want Leia to be our bachelorette. I really like her. I think she'd be a great bachelorette. Okay. Then the next day we have a literal set from Survivor. Yeah. They are taking liberties with their Survivor ripoffs. Yeah. Just like the way that everything looks. They're trying to drum up
drama. That's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to drum up drama with this too. And it's like, people feel it, but this is kind of where I felt the exhaustion from the cast a little bit, was like, it didn't feel like it created as much drama as they would have wanted to, if that makes sense. Like, it almost kind of feels like, to me, everyone's kind of like knows what's going on a little bit, and they have to answer these things. Yeah. And yes, Alex and Andrew probably felt it the most, just because they are maybe the newest and kind of sensitive to it. Yeah. But it really didn't feel like, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
Disagree with you. Okay. I thought this was diabolical.
It was diabolical. I just thought it could have been a lot worse. Like, I feel like if they would have done this for like Love Island, it would have been a lot more like, oh my God.
I don't know. I thought it got pretty spicy. Okay. And I also think, did it result in a ton of drama right out the gate? No. But what it did result in is the cast splitting up. Of like, we're on this team.
That is true. Because then it created people voting against each other.
And then you're having all the people show up next episode and talk about each other and vote against you.
And split down the middle.
Your emotions are already so heightened because you're hearing that, like, what people's actual opinions of you are, and now the cast out contestants are going to be like, well, you're actually this way, and I found out this about. They're going to be so on edge. I feel like they prepared them for like the hammer. Yeah. And like having that moment where you find out that people actually don't like you or think poorly of you is like, you're right there and you're about to crack because you're frustrated. Yes. I think it was diabolical. Yes. I really do. So it was the relationship test called Sharp Opinions, and they have basically all these kind of scarecrow-like figures of each contestant set up. And they're going to ask questions, and with everyone's back turned, you get to go and stab one of the scarecrow-like figures in the back for who you think most
represents the question.
Yes, and the couple that has the least amount are going to be safe, or are going to be moving on to the final round, and then they're going to be voting out 2 women, so essentially then 2 couples. Right. So let me read a couple of these, family. So they ask, whose childish antics most likely to turn their partner off?
When they answered Andrew, I was like, duh. Andrew. That's the obvious answer.
And a lot for Alex too. Yeah. And Andrew's like, I took this personally. Sure, I feel that.
Yeah, I felt it too.
I felt it in my bones, because you're like, oh, people think I'm immature. Yeah. The next one was, whose trust issues will eventually sour the relationship? Mm-hmm. They said Kat. They said Kat, and Kat was like,
yeah, she
surprise,
loved that.
I have a boyfriend back home.
Yeah, right.
So
I'll show you your trust issues, idiot.
So I'll show you trust issues when I take all that 500 fucking K for myself. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Watch this. Watch me soar. I was surprised they didn't say more with Bailey and Jeremy because of the Susie situation. But biggest codependency issues, they said Spencer, our golden retriever. Who's most likely talking to an ex or secretly has an eye for someone else? By the way, if Kat does have a boyfriend, it's funny that she was sitting there kind of like, hee.
Right, exactly.
But they said Jeremy.
Right.
Jeremy.
Which lines up. I mean,
of course.
The whole...
He says, I never cheated on anyone, and I get over exes very quickly. So then they mention Jeremy too, with who's more motivated by money than love at this point. They say Jeremy. Who's most likely to cheat on their partner once they leave paradise? They say Jeremy. I mean, again... when they don't have to be face to face with Jeremy, the real thoughts, they may like him as a friend, but the real thoughts about him, I think as an audience, we've felt this way. And I think they feel that way too, even though they like him as a friend. It's like, we're getting this like non-trusting energy of like, what is he going to do to is he going to cheat on her? Is he going to ditch her? They feel that too.
He definitely is an ulterior motives guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think they all feel that. Like
100%.
maybe a great guy to drink with, or maybe they're just afraid of him. So they're like, they can't say it to his face. You know what I mean? Like,
so sick of the step behind the back.
Yeah, it's like we can do the behind the back, but it's a little scary face to face.
Now, something that I do think, when he says I've never cheated on anyone, I believe that.
Yeah, that doesn't, yeah, exactly.
He doesn't give me cheating energy. He gives me the type of energy that I'm fully in a relationship with him and I think we're totally good. And one day I wake up and he goes, yeah,
we're done.
I've been over you for a while, so we're done. And then leaves me and I'm like shocked.
100%.
He doesn't give me cheater energy.
No, he gives like he even said I get over exes super fast.
Very quickly.
So
and I'm like,
he gets over things quick. He just emotionally detaches fairly quickly.
So that's for me where it's like, he gives me the vibes. It's like, oh, I'm all in. But he doesn't really care about me that much.
Exactly.
I'm kind of like, we're moving in together. And he's like, I'm fine with her.
I mean, let's be real. He's probably the least emotional guy there by a mile. Like, he shows nothing. He's no smile, never smiles, never laughs, never screams. Just same always.
It's interesting. They did have the question, who's keeping the most secrets or something big from their partner? And they said, Alex.
Yeah, that was interesting. It's almost probably what they're saying is like she's just always laughing and it's always fun, but reality is like that's not her. And that's kind of what we've seen this season.
That's what I'm saying.
Is like what we always thought she was just the fun loving one, but we're actually seeing that there's more to it, but she's always hiding behind the laughter. Yeah. So it's interesting.
She said before this, she was like, this is my worst nightmare, is telling people to their
how I actually
telling people
feel.
how I actually feel.
So,
and I told you before, it's like I recognize as a recovering people pleaser myself that I think maybe the tendency is like she actually has these certain feelings, but doesn't want people's feelings to get hurt.
Yeah.
But there's other things brewing internally, as we all have.
Yeah.
Who doesn't deserve to be here? They say Keith. Keith's heartbroken. He's like, wait, I thought you guys want me to be here.
Yeah.
And then they're like, Keith doesn't deserve to be here.
Yeah, 100%.
That's so brutal. Well, they end up having to end it because they have a lightning storm that hits, and it's very like makes sense with the energy that's happening. Because what we now are starting to see is we see a Kat and Dale and Jess and Spencer alliance happening, where Kat and Dale are like, we need to find the people that we can align ourselves with now. And that Kat literally says to them, we'll vote however you guys want to vote. We just like want to be on the same page and, kind of go from there. And for sure, they're the best people to line up with, because it's like, well, Spencer and Jess, they could absolutely win this thing. Yeah. So let's associate ourselves with these two people. They want to align themselves with the most solid couple, and it makes sense. Yeah. They're also saying like, we're supporting the realist relationships here. Like that's, and then on the other side, we have Andrew, Alex, and Jeremy and Bailey, who are like becoming allies. And they're talking about wanting to get rid of Dale and Kat. And what everyone realizes then is that the Golden's vote is the most important. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, two people are going home. Obviously, Kathy's going to go home. Right. We see Kathy and Keith talking about it. She's like, I'm going to vote for myself. It's time for me to go home. It wouldn't be fair otherwise, which we appreciate Kathy now. Okay, we're finally like, we're voting for ourselves. But their vote's going to determine. And we hear Kathy talking about how she's like, hey, I want to give it to somebody who needs the money. Right. And Alex has 6 figures worth of student debt. Yeah. And I like that. I thought that was really sweet. That perspective. Yeah. Let's give it to the person. She's like, there's a couple couples here who are doing fine financially. Sure. And I'm like, I'm feeling that way too. I'm like, give it to the people who like could really use the money the most. But then they have the cocktail party and they find out the winners of the stabbing in the back test were Andrew and Alex. I thought they were going to be going home this round. Yeah. So the fact that they won does shift the dynamic a lot. So it's like, who's going to be going home? Right. Jess and Spencer, Dale, Kat, or Jeremy and Bailey? Right. I think maybe Jeremy and Bailey will go home. Interesting. Because, I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe. Okay. Because I'm thinking voting wise, it seemed like Dale and Kat and Spencer and Jess were like, let's get rid of Jeremy and Bailey. Yeah. I could see that. Now that it's coming down to it. Yeah. Both sides could kind of agree they need to go. Because like I said, I was convinced it was going to be Andrew and Alex that were going to go. Yeah. Because it was like they're the newest couple. Right. And I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see. Because I just next can't wait week, for Sean. Or not, excuse me, not next week. Tonight, if you're watching it right now, tonight, the preview, we will see Sean, the Parliament of Paradise, and then the final test, and we find out, and I had my fingers crossed that this was the case. Yeah. That people, it seems like they're going to have the choice, do you choose the love or the money? Basically, do you split it or do you take all of the money? And that is, if that's what they're doing, that's going to make this so much better. It just so depends on who wins. You know what I mean? I know. There's no way that Dale
gives half the money or Kat gives half the money. They either of them have to take it.
What happens if they both choose the money?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
What if they both choose the money and then that means nobody gets the money?
I love that idea too.
Ooh.
It's like a
moral.
like a parable.
Yeah, it's like a parable. It's like King Solomon.
Yeah, it's a parable. Your lesson learned. Your greed was the end of you.
And then the hole just opens and everyone.
You owe
everyone's
$500,000. No.
I like that.
That'd be fun.
Well, we shall see. And I'm actually extremely excited.
Yes.
And also, family, here's the tea. So, tune in either Thursday or Friday for the recap of this finale.
Yep.
Next week for the BIP reunion and the Love Island reunion.
Mm-hmm.
And then starting, I think, the following week, I think we're going to start breaking down the cast bios for the Golden Bachelor season, because the Golden Bachelor season starts in like a couple weeks.
Right.
And I have a lot to say.
She's got a lot to say.
Because they didn't fire Mel Owens.
Right. So this is very
After
interesting.
everything that guy said,
we assumed he was out.
The guy. So this season is going to have a lot of opinions from your mother and father. Okay?
We'll have to figure out how to analyze this season.
Oh,
because it'll have to be twofold.
What do you mean?
Because you'll have to kind of analyze it knowing him outside and just like, do they have a connection? You know what I mean? It's going to be hard to kind of do so.
I'm going to have full analysis
Without being jaded.
No, I'm going to be fully jaded.
Got it.
Just so you know, this season, you're going to get full jaded Jess.
Full jaded Jess?
No. After all that shit he said, no. You're going to get a rough critique. It's going to be rough because it's like, I'm sorry. We know what this guy wants.
Right.
And he wants a 25-year-old.
What if they just do Golden? It's just all 25-year-olds and they just give him exactly what he wants.
That's
the
crazy.
ultimate
They
villain show.
already dropped the list of the women, and I saw a couple of them briefly, and I believe they are like actually his age, which he didn't want, but they're stunning.
Right.
So, I mean, let's see. I guess there's a chance that he's like, well, I'll put aside my ageism.
Yeah, for this show. We'll see. Oh my God. Well,
but you're going to get jaded Jess, so prepare yourself.
Jess, prepare.
All right, family. We'll see you in a couple days. All right. Well, bye.